Hello everyone, I am Denasia Parker and I am an event facilitator at Epiphany Blue, and today I will be giving you guys some tips on how to ace the interview. Okay, so for the first tip, it will be to research the company. Make sure you understand what's going on, what their mission is, what their overview is, what they want to give to their customers or clients, etc. Learn the company, make sure you understand that it works for you, like it fits into your goals, your everyday life, the knowledge you're trying to gain. Make sure they have that, okay? Sniff out the competition. Make sure you go into your new job or possible job understanding what their mission is and who they're trying to support. So if this is elderly people, make sure you know a little bit about elderly people going in. That can give a good insight for you. So for tip number 2, it will be prepared for typical interview questions. What is a typical interview question? Would be like, what is your greatest strength? For example, I would say my greatest strength is I'm adaptable. I can go into any environment and I am accustoming to the environment. Like I'm adjusting, I'm able to get into reading, I'm able to get into speaking, I'm able to do photography. So just being able to understand what your strength is will make a better strong suit for when you're explaining yourself. So another question could be, why do you want to work here? I want to work here because I feel like this will give me great experience, great insight on how to run my own business or how to further my own experience or gain knowledge. Also, don't be scared to explain that this is for yourself. You want to gain a knowledge, you want to gain experience to better yourself or go further, whether that's within the company or outside. So always believe in yourself. Do you prefer to work individually or as a team? This is something that you want to explain to your employer. Not necessarily, but it helps. It's a great tip. You want to explain that, hey, when I'm in a group of 5 people, I get really nervous and I get shifty and I'm shy. But when I work with 2 people, I get it done efficiently and quicker, you know? So make sure you're on topic and you're explaining yourself and that it fits your values for them. Okay? Tip number 3, is your interview remote or is your interview in person? So now I say this one is gonna hit home for a lot of people because since COVID has hit, the last 2 years, a lot of our activities and things that we're doing is remote. That could be a job interview, this could be a doctor's visit, a checkup, you never know. Just make sure that you check for these things, okay? How? You want to dress as if you are going into this interview. You want to feel motivated. You want to be confident. You want to feel secure. No, I'm not saying go put on some stiletto heels and do the whole shebang, but you know, just be comfortable and confident as if you were going into a site. So next will be, make sure you have a quiet background and an uncluttered space. Why so? You don't want to see your grandma's, undergarment hanging from behind you while you're doing the interview. It's just inappropriate, not what you want to have. So make sure that you're comfortable, make sure that your space is uncluttered, your pets, your brother, sister are not coming to interrupt you. You feel comfortable in the space you're in so that you can feel comfortable explaining yourself to this employer. Okay? And last but not least, check your internet connection. Why? So you don't want to get on the Zoom and say, hey, good morning, my name is, and your internet is out because you didn't check, the little wire is slipping out, and you could have checked 10 minutes before and this would have been avoided. So make sure you check your connection, make sure you have all your devices, whether you're going off your phone to your laptop, that they're charged and they're set up and ready for you. Just preparation. Okay, tip number 4 is understanding your strengths and weaknesses. So here I have a list of, some strengths and weaknesses. This may not be yours personally or mine, but this is just an idea of what they can be. So for the strengths, it will be like creativity, versatility, focus, taking initiative. And for the weaknesses, it could be self-criticism, insecure, or public speaking. So just make sure you identify that within yourself. It's not a bad thing to have, weaknesses. You can use that to be a strength. You're working on them to build yourself up so that these aren't a weakness anymore. Just make sure you understand those. How? reflect on your values. What are your values? What is your everyday life? What is your goal? What do you see yourself doing? How can you support yourself? Like, what would you say if you were telling somebody what you're about? How do you explain yourself? Make sure you have that and you're confident about it. Make sure you understand what you're going for so that when you're explaining it, they understand that you're secure in this. Also, make sure you get feedback from family members, friends, a loved one. Just ask them, when you see me, what do you see me? Like, am I fun? Am I energetic? Am I loving? Am I caring? Am I optimistic? Just make sure you get that feedback. That gives you a little bit of insight on how the outside world sees you particularly, okay? Next will be to trust yourself and acknowledge that you can grow. It's always room for growth. It's not a problem to fail and then realize that this is the thing I want to, put you in my life. I want to keep going with. Yeah. Just don't knock yourself. And tip number 5, apply for the jobs that are right for you. This is really, really big and one of my biggest tips. Why? Because I don't want to be mopping floors and I really want to work with kids in a daycare. It's not beneficial. I don't get the insight that I really need to help me with my career goals, right? So I would say here would to be like, what is your dream career? If it wants to be a chef, what can you do to support yourself being a chef? I will go to a culinary school, or I will go work at a 5-star restaurant in New York City somewhere, and I will work with a top chef to get myself the knowledge, the experience, the training, and just the background of things I want to do for myself within the future. So now I have this and I can continue going, and now 5 years later, I have my own shop and I'm a chef and I'm, being myself and I'm doing the things that I am doing because I have this experience from when I was just doing a job. Okay? So next will be, make sure you understand your work. Make sure you understand what you are doing. Please do not go into a job saying you are bilingual. You don't speak no other language but English. You understand? Because then you're not beneficial to this job. We can't hire you. And that's like setting yourself up for failure. Make sure it works for you. And last but not least, leave room for balance. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. Make sure you're having these spa days just to get your mind right. So when you are trying to go to this interview for the next week, you are healthy, you're set, you're focused, you're relaxed, your mental is okay. You feel like you can get to this interview and ace it. Just remember that always. And for that, guys, I just want to say that is the end. I wanted to thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope these tips really support you. Also want to thank New York Gear Up for having us here today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful one. Bye.